Hello folks, I'm Alex, this is Alex Unabridged, and this is the BookTube Watching Tag. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yes, a quick little tag for you today. This is the BookTube Watching Tag. This was originally created by Harriet Rosie, and I was tagged by Already Overbooked and also Pat at Book Chat with Pat. So thank you both for that tag. So let's dive into the questions then. So question one is, how many channels are you subscribed to? I think it's about 100, somewhere around that mark, in terms of BookTube channels. In my general YouTube subscription count, I'm up to about 160, 170, something like that. So the vast majority are BookTube channels. The rest are kind of, gaming and Warhammer miniature painting and hiking and art and stuff like that. There's a whole mix of other stuff, but majority is definitely BookTube. And that's about 100 channels. Question number 2 is, when do you normally watch BookTube? Kind of throughout the day, really. I mean, morning for sure. I watch while I'm having some breakfast, and at lunchtime as well. If I've got a break where I'm eating lunch and not working through my lunch, which does happen. Then I'll stick some BookTube on at lunchtime. Largely late at night, I have to say. I will kind of read and then watch some BookTube before I go to bed. So yeah, morning and late at night are my two main times of the day when I watch BookTube. Question 3, how do you balance BookTube watching, reading and making your own videos? Well, reading is very much a structured time for me in terms of it is after tea, generally. Certainly on weekdays, I will have my tea, and then at sort of 8 o'clock, 8:30, my wife will inevitably want to watch something on television I don't want to watch. I don't watch much TV at all. And so I will stick on an audiobook or stick on some music and read a book. And I will do that probably until at least midnight. Maybe 1 o'clock, and that's pretty much me most days. That's my reading time. If I'm cooking something that I can do on autopilot for tea, I'm not trying to follow a recipe, things like that, then I'll also have an audio book on whilst I'm cooking. That's another good time to fit in a little bit of extra reading. Or occasionally if I'm not in the mood for that, I will stick on a BookTube video on my phone, so that's some BookTube viewing time as well. And then I'll read whenever I get time at the weekend as well. And I fit in watching kind of around everything else, as I say, like while I'm having my breakfast, or it's great just before I go to bed when I want to kind of chill out. And then making videos is, again, very structured for me. It has to be, otherwise I don't fit them in. And I tend to do it on a Wednesday afternoon, which is when I'm doing this now, because that's when my wife is actually in the office for work. She works at home a lot of the time, but on a Wednesday she's guaranteed to be in the office for meetings. So I do it then so that she's, so I'm not disturbing her while she's trying to do meetings and I'm yammering away upstairs. Occasionally I'll do it on weekends if I've not had time in the week. So it does balance out. I have to be quite structured with it, and my watching has to fit in around everything else, really. But if I don't structure that in that way, then that's the sort of thing where I'll get lost with my reading, lost with my making, and all that kind of stuff as well. Okay, prompt number 4 is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like making? Not really, to be honest. I kind of like, I like to make lots of different types of videos, and I like to watch a lot of different types of videos. And, quite often watching somebody's video might inspire me to have a go at that kind of thing. I like the freedom of it, really. I do enjoy watching other people's hauls. And it's not that I don't enjoy making those kind of videos, I really do, but I just don't get chance. very often to do that because I don't go book shopping that often. It's really only kind of like birthdays, Christmas that I'll go for a proper good big book haul. So it's rare for me that I get to actually make those myself. But I do love watching other people's. Okay, prompt number 5 is, who is the first booktuber you subscribed to and do you still watch them? The very first, and my, into BookTube generally in terms of realising that it even existed, was Mike's book reviews. And yes, I still watch Mike's videos. Not all of them by any means. I don't watch a lot of the fantasy stuff because I'm not a big fantasy reader. But if he's talking about science fiction and if he's talking about Stephen King and some horror, absolutely. I really like Mike's videos. I think the first booktuber that I subscribed to who really got me into BookTube in a massive way, and from whom I found so many other channels to follow, and found the little corner of BookTube that I kind of now call home, if you like. The sort of the community element that kind of came in with that has to be Ollie over at Criminolly. And yeah, of course, I still watch all his videos, pretty much all of them, probably like 99% of them for sure. So yeah, Ollie's definitely the one who kind of really got me into BookTube in a big way. Question number 6 is, who is the most recent booktuber you subscribed to? I was thinking about this. There's a few that I've subscribed to recently, and I think the most recent is Spread Book Joy, Jack, who makes absolutely fabulous videos. She commented on one of my videos, and I checked out her channel and then just binge watched a load. And I think we've got a fair amount of crossover in what we read, but Jack actually reads a ton of stuff that I don't, or at least haven't yet. And that's kind of why I really like her stuff, because she speaks so passionately on that stuff, and just on books and reading in general, and her approach to her own reading, sort of that I find that really interesting. She's one of these people who's just really down to earth and honest and really just lovely to listen to. So yeah, if you've not checked out Jack's channel, Spread Book Joy, go and watch. The link's in the description, of course. And question number 7 is, what have you learned from watching other booktubers? Obviously, lots of books that I never would have come across otherwise, or probably never would have tried otherwise. My reading has definitely broadened in terms of the sort of stuff that I'll try, thanks to BookTube and other booktubers. But I think really the biggest one is just learning to kind of trust in myself, be myself, and talk about what I want to talk about, not what I think folks might want me to talk about. And, talk honestly about what I thought about things. Just be yourself, and that's where you'll find community, that's where you'll find friends. And I found some absolutely lovely friends through BookTube. And it's that has come from learning to just be me and just ramble on, which is what I do. Okay, and the final prompt number 8, is to tag some of your favourite booktubers. I won't tag anyone specifically in this one. I've seen it do the rounds, and I think pretty much everybody that I would have tagged has already been tagged. So I will use the cheats version and throw it open and say, if you like the sound of this one and want to give it a go, then consider yourself tagged. So that'll do from me today. Thank you very much for watching, folks. As always, do drop your thoughts in the comments below. Always lovely to hear from you. I will be back on Friday with something else for you, so I do hope you'll join me for that then, whatever that turns out to be. And I will be back on Tuesday with a little tutorial video on how to format a manuscript for submission. For anybody who is wanting to submit to the Trash Tales anthology that Ollie and I are publishing next year, if you want a bit of guidance on how to format your manuscript ready for submission, then I will be doing a little guide for that on Tuesday. So do tune in for that then if that interests you. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.